Hey guys, just a quick video on one of the most anticipated games ever. Well, at least in the small nerdy circles of old school RPGs. You know, the ones that excel in detailed characters, dozens of skills, tactical combat, crazy puzzles and hours upon hours of dungeon crawling. Brutal and harsh, no hand holding, no quest markers. And thank God no political agenda being pushed. Something like Wizardry 7 maybe. And yes, I am talking about Grimoire, Heralds of the Winged Exemplar, the ultimate retro classic style computer fantasy role-playing game. Cleve Blakemore, the creator, spent the last 2 decades fine-tuning, bug fixing and probably upgrading the engine to run on Windows. Maybe started with Windows 95, I guess. Now stepping in the Wayback Machine, some 4 or 5 years ago, Cleve ran an Indiegogo campaign, this one. Its goal was optimistic and ambitious, a cool $250,000. It didn't quite make that amount, still $11,000, a lot of money, and Cleve had expenses, a new and improved fallout shelter in the backyard for example. Just kidding, but not about building that fallout shelter in the backyard. My guess is he just wanted to have an incentive to finally finish the game. Meanwhile, a delivery date of May 2013 was promised, but that also proved a bit too optimistic and ambitious. Now Cleve is the perfect guy to make a successor to Wizardry 7 though. On forums he claimed to have worked on the never released first version of Wizardry 8 called Stones of Arnhem, a 2D follow-up to Wizardry 7. Cleve had insane stories to tell about that time. The project was a disaster and most of his co-workers apparently were incompetent or completely insane. Not many believed Cleve, but the stories were very entertaining and you can still read them on the RPG Codex forums. Then suddenly something amazing happened. An eBay auction with a ton of stuff from the bankrupt Surtech company. Those are the guys that actually made Wizardry. And among the items on auction was concept art for Stones of Arnhem, design documents and assorted project folders with notes and remarks from Cleve. Now that was again an epic event, in the small circle of old school RPG players at least. I actually made a bid on Cleve's folder, but the entire lot was ultimately bought by a single mystery buyer. Maybe from someone from Surtech or something, who knows? And I think it was about that time that the Indiegogo campaign was started and the long wait began. May 2013 came and nothing happened. Some of the backers were unhappy with that. Refunds were given in some cases, and to his credit, Cleve released a so-called super demo, which then led to more bug fixes, more improvements, more refinements, creating a magnum opus of sorts. And it appears to me that Cleve took the best out of Wizardry 7 and then spent eternity on improving, expanding and perfecting those systems. Time to market, not really an issue here. Eventually though, even the support on the RPG Codex vanished, apart from a few true believers, and Grimoire was labeled vaporware. But now the game has been submitted for Steam Greenlight, and apparently it is doing pretty well. You can read so on Voltco, Steve's blog, which is also recommended for other news. It's very entertaining. Now the graph with the cumulative yes votes, Grimoire, competitors. So votes wise it's doing pretty well. Now to be clear, the fact that the game has been submitted for Greenlight doesn't mean that it will be released soon, or at all, probably. The process of improving may as well go on forever. Now let's take a look at the so-called super demo. I will start up the game and be right back. And here we are in game. Old school vibes all around. Now this game apparently has a story. Let's check that out real quick. So the ancient believed that fate is only a word men use to describe that which is unseen, a force that overshadows all that mortals think and do. They thought that destiny issued from out of the heart of a marvelous clock, a clock they called the Metronome Mysterium, the clock of fate. So that is our item, our goal, the quest. So there was a time that there was balance and peace and harmony in the world. And the clock was hidden somewhere deep in the earth, which was probably a good thing. It was also taught by the prophets that someday at the end of time the clock would wind down. As the clock would slow and finally stop, everything came to an end and an era of anarchy, war and devastation started. So that is where our team comes in, and the mission is apparently to wind up the clock again. That's it for the story. Now you can build your team of 8 adventurers, or you can go for a quick start with a preset of 8 characters. The characters are stored in the library with room for 100 characters. Let's maybe create one to check out the character creation process. Lots of races to choose from. Some of the names are probably because of copyright reasons. The bog standard humans, burrowers, which are probably dwarves. These are probably elves. Snake people, rats, lizards or something like that. Vampires, all with their strengths and weaknesses and possible career choices. Drow, which is apparently not trademarked. Wolves, Saurian, drakes, lion creatures, aliens of some sort, and giants. So that is, what is it, 14 races to choose from. Let's make a rat, maybe. Can be a thief, a pirate, or an assassin. It's fine by me. Now you can roll for your bonus attribute points or skill points. Roll again, you have 3 rolls available. That's even worse. Roll again. That's even worse. Alright, 12 points, not much, so this will be a pretty miserable character. Can be a thief or a wizard. Let's go for the thief. Well, let's see. We have 13 points remaining. Let's maybe contribute those to the attributes. Suggest a name. Fine. Suggest a portrait. And we have a character created. The standard inventory, a dagger, a little bit of armor. Not sure what this is. The attributes: intelligence, wisdom, willpower, strength, constitution, speed, agility. Not sure what this is. Devotion or something. Metabolism maybe. Destiny. Lots of armor values. Food is an issue apparently. Title and a patron. Lots of detail to the characters. And now you can assemble your party from the library of characters, and we will do that. Let's go for the quick start. You awaken in a verdant meadow near dusk, feeling sleepy and confused, but refreshed, as you had been taking a very long and deep nap. Almost as soon as you are alert, you begin to examine your surroundings curiously, having no notion of how you arrived here or why you choose to rest at this place. Although the memory of the dream you are having is already eluding you as it fades, you seem to recall some urgent feeling of impending danger. But then even this impression is gone. So, lots of resemblances to Wizardry 7 here. Let's check the quest journal, which is basically the introduction. There is a map, a world map, and a view of the current map. I think there are 200 maps in game, so it will be huge. Movement is comparable to Wizardry 7. Let's do one encounter. I think the encounters can be configured actually. Wandering monsters, rare. You can even go for never, I think. Well, let's keep it on rare. Other options. Game start, so you can start at different areas. The wilderness, the wastes, imprisoned, sanctuary, or the shrine, which is apparently the default. Difficulty, veteran, is probably good enough. So, and the encounter. 3 hummingbirds, shouldn't be a big problem. Now you can set the... Let's quickly... Oh, we cannot change the options now, alright. So fight and hack. Fight. Fight. Stab. Stab. Trust. Fight and trust. And target this one. I think this guy has spells. Energy bolt. This guy also has spells. Now lots of schools to choose from. Fire, frost, air, water, earth, direction, not that useful right now. Spirit, psychological, or psyche, charm. Let's go for that and go for a powerful charm spell. And maybe target that one. Let's review the battle orders. Everybody has orders, so we can start the combat. Well, these guys actually may be a problem. Not doing a lot of damage. Right, one hummingbird is charmed. One guy doesn't have any orders. Grimilda. Probably out of spell points. Fight and trust. Erasmus, out of spell points, fight and swing. And 90 experience points and some gold apparently from these bugs. Now let's quickly check out the map again. 2% of the map done. I think this gives a little bit of statistical information. Game turn, monsters killed. And that's the death note, alright. And that's about it for the short impression of this game. Now if you like Wizardry 7 and games like that, so very old school, you may want to go to Steam and vote yes. Now the risks as I see them for this game are, because it is such a large game, how will it hold up in later stages? Will there be broken or overpowered classes? Will the combat remain challenging and interesting? Will the story, as much as there is, will that be engaging? And can the game actually be finished? It is apparently possible to spend 600 hours to finish this game. And all these questions, well, we'll probably find out soon-ish, hopefully. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.